My name is Nikita Desai. I'm the Director for Policy and Corporate Programs here at the Korea Society. And today I'm delighted to welcome back Zafar Brooks, Director of Corporate Social Responsibility and Diversity Inclusion at Hyundai Motor America. Welcome, Zafar.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be here. Thanks for having us back.
I'm so glad you're back. We had you here approximately 2 years ago in
Yes.
2013
Yes.
to talk about Korean philanthropy, Hyundai's corporate social responsibility here in America. And at that time, I remember Hope on Wheels, which is the primary vehicle for Hyundai Motor America doing corporate social responsibility, had raised over $73 million.
Right. You have a good
So,
memory.
yes, well, tell us what's been going on since then. Please give us an update.
Well, first, thank you for having us back at the Korea Society. It's always fun to be here and talk to you about the work that we're doing at Hyundai Motor America. You are right. In 2013, we had just surpassed the $73 million mark in our work with pediatric cancer through our own nonprofit, which is Hyundai Hope on Wheels.
Hmm.
This year, we're back in New York City on April 2nd. We just launched our campaign for 2015.
Mm.
This is our 17th year of
Wow.
being involved with pediatric cancer research. And this year, we're really proud to tell you and your audience that we will surpass the $100 million mark in total contributions
Wow.
to pediatric cancer research since we started our program in 1998. Hyundai Hope on Wheels is our sort of lead vehicle. It's the area in which we do a lot of work. This year, with the contributions of $100 million since we began, we're going to fund another 72 research centers throughout the
Wow.
U.S. in service of the work of pediatric cancer. Now, you may remember that childhood cancer is the leading cause of death by disease in the U.S. for children. And so it's a big and it's an important issue. And we at Hyundai are committed to making society a better place. And so we took on this really difficult issue that affects families far, far too often.
Mm.
Every half hour, a child is diagnosed with cancer in the U.S. So, in about the time of this interview, a new family is going to learn that their child has been diagnosed with cancer. It's a difficult issue. The good news is 8 in 10 kids can be cured from the disease.
Mm.
The bad news is if you're that family that is not in that 8 in 10, this is 100%
Mm.
problem. So we just want to try to increase the cure rates. We want to find the day where no family has to hear the words your child has cancer. We certainly want to get to the day that no child dies from cancer. And so we've been excited about this work and the research that's going on that we've been honored to fund.
Hmm. Since we last met, what other corporate social responsibility activities is Hyundai involved in?
Since we last got together, we've launched an initiative with the Mind Research Institute that's a STEM math initiative. Now, STEM stands for science, technologies, engineering, and mathematics. And what our goal is to do is to fund 100 schools over the next couple of years to help build the next generation kids insofar as their education. And what we're doing with K6 is we're funding these math computer labs where kids learn mathematics really at a spatial temporal level. So when we learn math, we learn, 5 times 8 was 40. And the reason we knew 5 times 8 was 40 was because there was a chart where the 5 was, and there's a line where the 8 was, and the 40 was there. But what these kids are learning is why the 5 equals 5, why the 8 equals 8, and then how combined they equal 40.
Mm.
And so partnering with Mind Research that's in over 1,000 schools in the U.S., we're really bringing this program to communities across the country to help these kids have better foundations in mathematics skills. Our goal, of course, is to increase high school graduation rates and then to later build kids who can go on to college and have successful careers. So that's what we've been up to since we last talked. About $1 million in that effort that we're pretty excited about.
That's wonderful. Could you tell us a little bit more about how Hyundai's employees become involved in the project for Hope on Wheels?
We're so proud of our employees and our dealer partners because we couldn't do this work together. Our employees are working with us every day on the Hyundai Hope on Wheels program. This is something I think they are genuinely proud of, which makes them proud Hyundai employees of something we do to give back to society. They volunteer with the program. We have a payroll deduction effort that many employees have elected to do. And they support the children's hospitals, everything from volunteering to helping us execute the ceremonies. So our employee partners have been very critical in the Hope on Wheels effort. But then there's our dealer partners. Our dealer partners donate to Hope on Wheels with the sale of every new vehicle. Every time a new car is sold in the U.S., the Hyundai dealers contribute an amount of money to Hope on Wheels. And they and our customer partners join us in this fight together. This year we're going to generate about $15 million, which will help us surpass that $100 million mark in childhood cancer research. Now, we award those dollars in research grants to children's hospitals across the country. We have three categories of grants. First is the Hyundai Scholar Award, which is a $250,000 research award for senior investigators to do research study in the space of pediatric cancer. The second is a $150,000 award, and that goes to what we call young investigators, the junior investigators that are new in the field. It'll fund 2 years of really scholarship and research in this area. And then the last category is what we're calling the Dealer Impact Award. And that award is a $50,000 award, and it's presented to children's hospitals across the nation who, in fact, will be doing work insofar as providing programs for their children in the center. Sometimes it helps to underwrite playrooms and those things, and sometimes important programs like nurse practitioners or therapists. So we're excited about those three programs cumulatively and the work they do to help this issue of pediatric cancer. Now, later this year, and I'd love to come back and share that with you once we've launched it, we're creating a new category of grant, and it's called the Quantum Leap. Now, pediatric cancer, we talk about that 80% of kids can be cured with the disease. That's the good news. The other side of that story is that 80% statistic has been the same for maybe the better part of 2 decades. We want to create a quantum jump. We want to create the next leap, if you like, the moonshot that could maybe help increase that statistic. And so we're going to fund these $1 to $2 million awards per institution. Our goal is to fund 4 of them, totaling $4 million this year. And we're going to create a contest where the best and brightest scientists can apply for this award, and taking on the most difficult to deal with cancers, the highest risk cancers. So I look forward to coming back and sharing that work with you that we're doing, because our goal, of course, is to find a day where no child has to hear the words, "you have cancer." And we think we do that with the next quantum leap of scientists within whom some really bright ideas exist.
So, what's the road ahead this year for Hyundai Hope on Wheels?
Uh, we have a great year planned this year for 2015. This is the year we'll mark the $100 million in total contributions, so we're excited about that. But we certainly recognize that there's so much work still to be done. We'd love to have your viewers follow us on our website and to learn about the things we're doing throughout the year at HyundaiHopeOnWheels.org. As I mentioned earlier, we're very engaged in social media. So on our Twitter page, which is at Hyundai, our YouTube page, as well as our Facebook page, you'll see postings throughout the year. We've got some exciting programs that started off last night right here in New York City with the kickoff at the Jacob Javits Center for our 2015 campaign, where 2 wonderful celebrities were named as ambassadors of hope who are joining us this year. Roxy Diaz, whom some of you may have seen on the red carpet. She's on the HLN show, the Daily Share. And then Grammy-winning artist Melanie Fiona. And they're lending their handprints to Hope on Wheels this year. Later this year, we'll be going across the country presenting the donation checks with something we call our signature handprint ceremony. And that's where the kids get a chance to put their hands in paint and then put those hands on a car that travels the country showing support for childhood cancer research. And then we're going to do a series of 5K runs that we invite the public to join us all across the country. And then finally, we'll wrap up the year in September, which is National Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. And during that time, we do a host of things, from social media programs to getting consumers involved. And then we end in Washington, D.C. with a gala event with members of Congress, kids who are affected by cancer, the 72 research grant winners. We all come in and we sort of talk about the issues of a Thought Leader Summit. And then we have a final gala dinner in which we recognize the good work of the researchers. We thank the families and the patients for the work they're doing. And of course, many Hyundai executives, including our friends from Korea, from our parent company, fly in to be with us on that occasion to show our support. I invite your followers also to, again, post us at Hope on Wheels using the hashtag #InChildhoodCancer to show your support for this issue, that you have joined us in this cause to help find the day where no family has to hear the word, "you have cancer." As we say, our message is, we are all in this together. Cancer affects about 15,000 kids, but when you extrapolate those kids' moms and grandmas and brothers and sisters and neighbors and friends and coworkers, it really does affect a lot of us here in the U.S. And we're really excited about the work this year to try to help bring an end to this disease.